Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk, No Chaser. I am Lonnie Gregory, aka Lee Knows, and I'm accompanied by.
The John Alvarado from Colorado. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show.
Oh man, how you feeling? It's been a good couple episodes, man. I'm getting used to this.
It's like anything else, like working out. You're just starting to gain a little bit of traction, a little bit of ground. It's feeling good. It's sounding good. Gaining a little bit of momentum.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. How about you?
uh, I feel great. I feel great. Uh, I'm an early bird anyway, so
Yeah.
getting up early in the morning is not an issue for me. And then I drink 2 cups of coffee a day. Uh, this is the Rise coffee, the mushroom coffee. Not no promotions. I'm not getting paid by them, but um, it's been helping me out a lot. Helped me out a lot. My stomach has gone down. My energy has gone up, and then I mix it with something else that I have that a lot of people don't know about. So it gives me a chance to enjoy this nice cup of coffee in the morning in peace.
Hey, man, when you're young, you don't appreciate it, but when you get older, there's nothing like sitting out in the backyard in the patio or in the front yard on your porch drinking a cup of coffee. You remember when you were a young buck, dude? You ever like have the neighborhood where you had that old man that sat on his porch, whether it was reading the newspaper, watering the lawn, and just so happened to be up, maybe running to school or something, and you just pass by him every morning. You're like, why does that dude sit out in the front every morning? And
Yeah.
now you understand, huh? Now you get
Mhm.
it.
It's nothing better than peace, man. Nothing better
uh,
than peace. Um, when I was younger, I met this owner of a store. It was the owner of a convenience store, or where I'm from, a bodega, corner store.
yep.
It was an Indian dude though. Everybody had a bodega. You didn't have to be Spanish. Everybody had a bodega. It was an Indian dude, and he always had the latest car. Always as a kid growing up. So
Yeah.
I'm very inquisitive. I walked in to the store and I say, "Hey man, I noticed you got a brand new car like every other month or every other year. Like, what do you do besides? I know this store can't be providing that car." He goes, "You really want to know?" I said, "Yeah."
Uh-oh.
He was
Uh-oh.
like, he was like, "I'm single. I don't
The
have to
end,
spend,
right?
I don't have to spend my money on nobody else but myself."
And that's it.
And I
Hey,
was like, and he told me this as a kid. He was like, "So if you want my advice, stay single,
they single.
save your money up, and you can get anything that you want."
Yeah,
Look at us now,
bro,
John. Look at us now.
bro, right? Who takes that advice?
Who takes that advice? Who does that guy think he is?
Bro, so
um.
I don't
So
want to run down the rabbit hole or anything like that, but I do want to know officially, can you let the people know, for those that did not grow up in the East Coast, what a
yeah,
bodega is?
it's a corner store. It's a corner store that has uh, a bunch of things in it. You could get your local snacks, chips,
Now, was
goodies.
it cheap? Was it cheap or
Yeah,
not real? Was it
absolutely,
cheap?
absolutely. Where I grew up at, the corner store, we could get a $3 hero. I mean, or a sub, depending where you are. Some people are weird. three
Yep.
dollar hero with a free juice. We used to call it a bum drink. It was a free 50-cent juice. A lot of sugar
Okay.
wasn't good for you. The
Right.
myth was if you drink too many of them, it'll lower your sperm count. That was that's true story.
Yes. Well, that's dope. That is dope. Now
But
we didn't have a bodega. We just had we were just all happy when the 7-Eleven went up around the corner from my house. It was a big old dirt lot, and all of a sudden the
oh
7-Eleven came
man,
up, and then it was just it was like we discovered oil, bro. I mean, it was dope. It
7-Eleven
was
was dope. I mean, back in the day, they had the lower gas prices. 7-Eleven.
You know
And
what I
then
loved about it, dude, was the arcade games. They had two arcade games in there. It was
see,
dope. It was the best, dude.
they couldn't do that. They couldn't do that shit where I lived at. They could put arcade games in there. I'm from the projects. That would have been very bad. Just give them what they need. That's it.
We don't want them hanging in here for 2 hours,
Don't
bro.
want them hanging there
Get
for
them
too
out.
long. You know what? We had the Hess toy trucks. I think a lot of them are very valuable. But my cousin used to collect all the Hess toy the Hess because Hess was at 7-Eleven back in the day.
Yep.
Um, he collected all the Hess toy trucks. So, but yeah,
Damn.
man, show my day. So I was thinking about you know the climate of the way things are going around the around me, and what I'm seeing. And then I think about us, guys like us, and my boy Brian, my boy Ant, my boy Josh, how we all found that person to call our person, and whether good, bad, ugly, you know, we can never see ourselves without our person. I mean, because that's our person, you know. But then you have those who get into relationships, and you know they treat it as if they're still. Let me think of it this way. I had a podcast that came out a while ago, and it was called it was similar. It was called The World We Created, right?
Okay.
So, the premise on that was, when you get into a relationship, you take your world, her world, and then you create a world.
Mm-hmm.
Because most people, when they get into relationships, they start to forget about their world and only worry about creating a world together. So
Mm.
what I learned growing up and being in different relationships is that you don't forget about your world. In your world, if you're going out to play ball every Saturday at 10 a.m., if you take guys trips every year, if she's hanging out with the girls on a certain day, doing this, doing that, you continue to do whatever you were doing before in your world.
Yeah.
Have them continue to do what they were doing in their world, but you create a world together. If you forget about everything that goes on in your world and you solely have a world together, after time, if something goes wrong, you're going to have nothing to go back to.
Ooh, good, bro. Yeah.
So it made me think. And I wanted to call this episode Lover's Remorse. Lover's Remorse. Um, what do you think about what I just said? I wanted to, that's what I want to talk about today.
The first thing that pops into my head is buyer's remorse. You start
Mm,
thinking about the first time you bought a vehicle,
mm-hmm.
uh, something for your house, and we're not talking small purchase here. We're talking big purchase, something that is
Mm-hmm.
just going to set you back 8 years because you bought it and it's going to take you a while to pay it off, whatever that is. But first thing I think of is a car. It's the
Yeah.
first thing I think of because it goes along the lines with what you're saying, right? Maintenance is going to
Mm-hmm.
be the key to this vehicle. And again, I'm not going to spiral down and talk about this. Everybody knows about buying a brand new car, but the kicker to this is when you drive it off the lot and you see that one thing in there and you're like, oh, this is going to bug me. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
man, you know what? Or you've had it a year and the new car smell wears off.
Let's let's
Mm,
keep it on there. Let's keep it on that topic, because when you drive the car off the lot, it depreciates automatically.
automatically.
Automatically. And for those of you who don't know what depreciate means, I
Break
am
it down, bro.
sorry. It
Break it
loses
down.
value. It becomes less than what you paid for it.
Yep.
And to flip that, it doesn't matter who you're in a relationship with. There's over what, 1 billion people in this world right now.
Yep.
There is
Yep.
always going to be someone that looks better than the person that you are with. Now, you could say, no,
Facts.
my wife is the beauty of my husband. Stop lying. There is always going to be someone that looks better, but are you satisfied with the person that my wife is absolutely gorgeous? I don't care. Like, I know that I'm not the most handsome, but to her, I'm everything.
Yeah.
And that's how it's supposed to be. I know I look good, but I'm not the best looking person out there. But to her, I'm everything. So to me, she's everything. I know there's other people, like I see these stars and celebrities, like, damn, she looks so good. And she agrees. My wife agrees. So she's so pretty. I'm like, right? But I know that's my person. My wife is my person. And it's the same way with you. No matter what we go through, we could have we don't even call them arguments. It's a disagreement, because I don't yell, I don't scream, I don't agree with everything. She doesn't agree with everything, but I know I'm not going anywhere. She's stuck. There is no refunds. The store that she got me from closed down and burnt. Like, you can't bring me back. Like, I can't give her. It is what it is. When you have a life partner, you making a commitment to be with that person, you the good, the bad, the ugly. When you make vows, it's like better or for worse. No, I'm talking about real life situations that occur when we first meet. the person that we're interested in. We're captured by their beauty, by their smile, by their style, uh, by what the car they drive, by the clothes they wear. We're inspired by so much. But once you get to know that person, are you still as attracted to
Mm,
them as you once were when time passes?
yep. Yep. And even to go a step further on that, think about this is that it's so easy now. Before you had to go to the car lot,
Mm-hmm.
check out the vehicle, drive it,
Mm-hmm.
you fall in love with it, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you drive off and let's just say a year later again, you're having that buyer's remorse. Man, I should have waited. The new one came out, bro. I mean, we could let me go. Let me take us into 2024 where everybody wants the new iPhone every 6 months. I want the
Mm-hmm.
brand new, I want the latest 2024 edition with the brand new camera. I want the biggest TV. I want the shiniest new thing, and I want it
Right.
every year. I want that because I want to be in the new year.
Right.
And bro, I've asked before too. I've just out of curiosity asked these questions. What's different about last year's phone to this year's phone? Most salespeople are like the
Yep.
camera, the camera, maybe the camera, or maybe it's got a cool new feature on it. One thing will
Let
will
me let me
will
tag in.
allow you to just want to stray away, bro. And the only reason why I bring this up is because social media is that today for
One
the
hundred percent.
it replaces the car lot.
One
You
hundred
now
percent.
just find the shiny thing online and go to it. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
So I'm gonna jump in and then I'm gonna go right back. And this is a topic, a sore topic that everybody talks about, and this topic base helps people make relationship decisions. And I'm talking about the iPhone and the Samsung conversation. Let's go
Oh
here for a
boy.
second, and then we'll go right back.
Oh
I
boy.
went to the Apple store to buy my daughter an iPhone because her mother has an iPhone, her bonus dad has an iPhone, my wife has an iPhone. Everybody and their mother has an iPhone, except for guess who? Except for me.
And me. And
And
me.
you. I used
And
to have an
me.
iPhone. I've had it. But when I was in the iPhone, I spoke to the rep, the tech, whatever you want to call them. And he was asking me questions about swapping the phone out, and I pulled out my phone because I had to get information. And he goes, "Oh, you got the new Samsung." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I used to have a Samsung." I said, "I'd rather just go with Samsung than go with Apple because I have both." He said, "I'm probably gonna get in trouble for saying this." So he goes, "We have the best marketing. We know how to sell our phones." He goes, "But honestly, Samsung is a much better phone." I'm like, "I know this already. You don't have to tell me this. I know this." But Apple has presented themselves so much to everybody that they have everyone thinking that you need this phone. And then when they come out with a new phone, they may tweak one thing that I already have on my phone, but they're charging you at a much higher price because everybody needs the new. Everybody is never satisfied. No one is ever satisfied. Now let's go back, right? The car off the lot. You're taking the car off the lot. It depreciates, it loses value. Sometimes, depending on where you get the car from, you buy a lemon.
Yep.
And then
Ooh.
and now that you bought this car off the lot, it looks good, it's everything you wanted. You got it from a much a cheaper dealership, a dealership that nobody really knows about. But when you drive it off the lot after a couple times, this shit, you're like, yo, what's going on with this car?
Yep.
Why does it sound like that? This is not what I paid for. It is what you paid for. You just didn't do enough research to know that you bought a car from a shady dealership and now you're driving a lemon. And now
Yep.
you're driving a lemon, right? Or you go to a reputable dealership and you drive the car off the lot and now you have maintenance issues.
Yep.
Can you afford to fix the issues that is wrong with your car, or will you just try to patch it up just so you could keep driving that vehicle throughout, knowing that you need to fix something, but you're ignoring it? You're ignoring it. It may have a weird sound, but it drives fine. I'm just
Mm.
going to do what's needed right now and not worry about the noise. I'll get to it later. But later comes and goes, and you still hear that damn noise, but you do nothing about it, right? Then you finally bring the car in, and then you find out that the noise that was once just a simple noise is now worse than before because you didn't pay attention to it when you first heard the noise.
Bro, did you and do you realize too, again, people might listen to this and go, what are they talking about? Are they talking about cars? Are they talking about lovers? What are they talking about? And I think it just all goes hand in hand, bro, because
Right,
you think about it, when you first meet your person, what happens? You go on dates, they're looking A1, you're looking A1, everything looks fine. But there's this old saying that I still think that is relevant today. It's not who you want to spend Friday night with, it's who you want to wake up to on Saturday morning.
hey, real talk. That was a rule when I grew up. If I can't look at you in the morning when you're asleep, it's not gonna work. In fact,
Bro,
it's not gonna work.
bro.
It's just not gonna work.
No, you remember, and this is gonna age us a little bit, but do you remember the movie Boomerang with Eddie
When he
Murphy?
pulled the sheets back and saw the feet,
Yep.
I'm not that petty.
No,
I'm not
me
that petty.
either. Me either, bro. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this.
He was praying. He was like,
If, if that's the deal, that's the problem with lovers remorse is because we'll just say you get past the first year, right? And then all of a
right,
sudden you're like, wow, you were a completely different person when I met you to who you
right,
are now. Well, I think in some form, right, you're not going to just pull all your cards out on the table on date number one, but you
right.
start to learn these things just like you start to learn things about the car. And you're like, man, this bugs me, but I can live with it. I'm cool. You know what? We'll make this work. We'll be all right. And it's those little things, right? Not the maintenance things. I'm not talking about those things. I'm talking about this is who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to learn to meet in the middle somehow, right? Because
Right.
bro, think about it. You said when you met your wife, right? You knew, but you didn't
Oh
know
yeah.
everything about her. You know everything
No.
about her. She didn't know everything about you. And now all of a
Right.
sudden, you guys are a unit. You guys are together. No different than me and my wife. It's the same thing. We had to grow. We had to learn. We had to understand each other's needs and quirks and weird things and stuff like that. And then that's what I think that's where it's at right now, man. Is that nobody wants to do that anymore. Hence
Here,
the name,
here,
lovers remorse. People don't want to
here,
do that. No
here's the thing. You're absolutely right. Here's the thing. And I'll break it. I'll use another analogy for those who are a little slow to catch up. It's like when you're going for a job interview. You're going to tell them any and everything that they want to hear so you get that position. There's only a limited amount of us who are 100% authentic and present ourselves as ourselves to that employer and still get the job. When you are in a relationship, you meet somebody new, you are happy go lucky, you're infatuated, whether it's with lust or like, whatever you're doing, you're going to tell that person what they need to hear, say things to make that person laugh, and be someone that you want that person to see you be so they can fall in love with you. But here's the thing, whatever you do in the beginning, you have to continue to do throughout the
Ooh.
entirety of the relationship.
Ooh.
A lot of people present themselves as a certain person for a job interview, then get the job and don't meet the expectations that they pose during the interview. And then you get a coaching, and then you get a verbal, then you get a warning, and eventually you get fired because you wasn't holding up your end of the bargain. I hired you to do a position and you're not fulfilling the needs of the company. I'm sorry. I have to let you go.
Come
My good friend told me marriage is like a business. Marriage is a business, man. Forget what people are telling you. Marriage is a business, and you have two owners of that business who have to
Yep.
communicate and work with each other to keep that business open. If one person doesn't do their end of the bargain, that business is not going to be successful. That business may close. And there's a good chance that sometimes you may work it out, but that business will never be the same because now you're losing revenue, and now you don't have enough to keep the doors open. And what he was pretty much breaking it down, what saying was that when you introduce yourself to be that certain person, and you don't continue to be that person throughout that entire relationship, then the person that you agreed to do that with is going to lose value, is going to lose interest, is going to start to seek that attention that you promised them elsewhere. Because in the world we live in today, no one is satisfied in their relationship. They always want belt. They always want more. They always want better. They always want the next best thing. Instead of trying to figure it out, work it out, communicate. Oh, you should know how I feel. I'm not psychic. You have to tell me exactly how you're feeling, what I'm doing wrong, and then we can address the issue. But people don't do what they said they were going to do or act how they were supposed to act in the beginning through the entirety and end up falling in or out of love and then search for the reason why everything is falling apart.
Damn, dude. It's so crazy to think about that we have an app that you can look at right now that you can swipe left. I don't even know what the app's called. I really don't. Don't even want to know. But
It's called Tinder.
bro,
It's called Tinder, Bubble. It's a bunch of them.
I'm just saying this is where Lonnie, what we're saying here might fall on deaf ears because it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning I can just go, okay, if you're single, do it. Do what you got to do until you find your person, right?
Mm-hmm.
No problem, right? That's what you're supposed to do. But if you're in a committed relationship, don't be getting on these apps, swiping left, swiping right. What are you doing? Why are you still looking for a new car when you have a new car already? What are you doing?
And I can only speak for the men. I can't speak for the women.
No, we can't, bro. We
I
just
can't.
it's
And I'm not,
physically
look,
impossible to do that.
I'm not trying to get in trouble. I can
Nope.
only speak for the men. We are dumb.
Yep.
I mean, that's no, it's no punchline. It's no, we are dumb. You find out growing up that we develop at a lot slower rate than women.
Mm-hmm.
There is only a limited amount of men who grow up to actually be and act the age that they actually are. Uh, Growing up in NYC, I had to grow up faster than what I was supposed to due to my circumstances and situations. So my mentality is a little bit sharper than most, a little bit sharper than most. But we are dumb. We are very prideful.
Yeah.
We are very prideful, and this is what we're on the planet for. We're on the planet to procreate. We're on the planet to give our seed away. That's what we're made for. But when you make a commitment to a person, that should be the only person that you're giving your seeds to. You should only be trying to water and grow the garden over there.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. But we're so prideful. We weren't taught or shown how to do things the correct way growing up. At least you know, for our culture, a lot of our culture didn't teach the men like us or the men who are older than us how to be a certain way and how to be in a relationship. You may get a couple of friends or a couple of people that have parents that are still together after 25, 35, 45 years. Those are rare gems.
I
You
have
get
I have those parents, by the way.
right.
Yep. I was blessed with those parents. Yep. 100%.
You get the
Just past
example.
just past 40 years, which is dope.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah.
But I guarantee if you have a conversation with them, and I know you have, every day wasn't peaches and cream. They
Mm-mm.
probably wanted to tear each other's heads off at a certain point in time. They
Mm-hmm.
probably couldn't stand each other on certain days. But guess what? You're my person. I will work it out thick and thin. We will figure it out. But that's that era. You have guys, you have women who weren't taught that. And then we, and I'm going to say me as an example right now because my dad was treated a certain way growing up. So that's all he knew. So in return, he did the best that he could from the knowledge that he obtained. But where the buck stops is that you have an option. And I spoke about this in the other episode. You have an option. You have an option. Either I could have remained the same and when I was growing up, even as a young adult, the same mentality, or you could flip it and switch it and say, you know what? I don't have to be what was taught to me. I don't have to keep the same narrative going. I don't have to indulge in this generational curse because that's it. That's what it is.
It's exactly what it is. Yep.
Exactly what it is. And you can say whatever you want to say on the other side of the screen looking at me. You don't have to be where you are from. Just because your parents got a divorce, just because you don't
Yep.
know who your dad is, just because you were adopted, just because you have step parents, just because you can change the circumstances at any point in time. When I moved to a different state, I didn't know anybody. And I spoke to my cousin, still speak to him to this day. He's very successful. I said, bro, I see what you're doing, and I want to start doing my own thing too. But I don't know anybody out here. He said, make your own circle.
Oh, yeah.
You can create the life you want if you want to. A lot of us know this, just don't do anything, which brings me back to the lemon. You know that you need to get it fixed, but we just want to put a band-aid over a cut that needs stitches.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the life that we get. Now we're with a partner. Now we're with a partner. We love them. Year one may be great. Year two, you're starting to feel normal. And then all of a sudden, a lot of us is self-sabotage because we
Yep.
go back to what we're used to. We go through some issues that at that point in time we don't know how to handle, which is fine. You're not supposed to know everything. But this is why you have a partner, because two brains work better than one.
That's right,
But
bro.
right. But if both of you could come together to use your two brains to communicate, and not just communicate, because communication is key, but comprehension is everything. So even though I'm talking to you, I could tell you how I'm feeling, but if you're not understanding what I'm saying or see where I'm coming from, then I'm just wasting my breath. Let's go to
Yeah.
counseling. Nothing wrong with counseling. I think everybody should go to counseling, whether it's individual, couple, family, whatever. But if you could only seek advice from someone else, that is a huge problem. If you can't take advice from your own personal relationship, look at what's going on in and out. If you can't step outside yourself, you're like, damn, what I just did is messed up. Damn, I just hurt the person I love. Damn, I got to fix this. If you need to pay somebody to tell you to do that, then it's a much deeper issue. It's a much deeper issue. You can create the life that you want. But when you make a commitment to be with someone, you have to see it through. When you get hired for a job, you have to do what the position wants you to do. Otherwise, you lose your job. It's the same
Yep.
thing. I could give you so many analogies, so many, John, so many.
Well, you know what, man? I will say this though. You 2 points that I really want to highlight here. The first one being, the way that we operate. Let's just say even you can't do the job to a good level, right? But you walk into that interview and you're like, yeah, I am always operating at 1,000 horsepower. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always kicking ass. I'm always doing this and I'm always doing that. And then you walk in one day and you're just not you and you're not feeling
Mm-hmm.
it, or you're sick, or you're tired, or you stood up too late, or the kids were screaming all night, whatever it was, and you walk in and you start doing that, and your
Yeah.
performance starts to reduce. Guess what? They're going to go, well, wait a minute, this isn't the guy we hired. You said you were this person.
Mm-hmm.
You're lying to me, right? So there's that first point I want to make, dude. And the second point I want to make is when we've been talking this whole time,
Mm-hmm.
you're meeting Lonnie and I in this chapter of our lives, right? I
Mm-hmm.
want to be very clear with something here because there's a lot of people that I don't even communicate with anymore, but a lot of
Right.
people that I grew up with, right? They might go, "Wait a minute, John, I know you from back in the day. I remember you, right? You may not know me now, right? You don't know who I am today.
Right.
You knew me when I was 19. You knew me when I was a young buck, right? And the thing is that did Lonnie and I make mistakes? Hell yeah, we made mistakes. 100%.
Absolutely.
Did
Still
we
do.
do dumb things? Yeah, 100%. 100%, right? We're not all of a sudden mistake free. It's just that I don't ever want to come across like I've had it all together my whole life because I haven't. It's stuff that I've had to learn and I've had to grow from as a result of the situation that I've been put in, and I've had to come out stronger than before, right? But what I'm saying, bro, is that you and I did not just meet our person and been with them the last 35 years. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
hasn't been like that at all. We've had our share of being single, dating, doing all of the things that you do when you grow up, and then, like you say, you get to a season where you find your person, and then that's when you have to make it work. Otherwise, what the hell are you doing? It's
Right.
called lovers remorse for a reason, right? And what are you doing? Why are you still sniffing around for the newer vehicle? What's the newer vehicle going to bring you?
And you know
That's what,
they sell that smell in the stores. You can actually put that smell in the car so it can smell
yeah.
like, and then you don't got to search for it. Um, I want to touch like what you said is absolutely genius. Um, in life, we are either medicine or poison to the people we encounter, relationship wise, and maybe individually too. Medicine and in relationship is where, if there is something that we need to work on, then we are helping each other heal through times of need. We figure it out and we keep it moving forward. But poison is, being an individual in a relationship that only hurts and hinders and holds back and doesn't really think about the other or how we're affecting them, because they could be sick, but we don't notice because we're not thinking about fixing the situation. So we only become poison. I have been medicine to a lot of people, and I have been poison to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And those who I've been poisoned to, I no longer associate with, speak to, or know what's going on in their lives. And those who have been poisoned to me, same thing. But those who I have been medicine to, you know, and those that I have been medicine to me, you know, we still are connected in a certain way because we have an understanding or understood the reason and the season of things that happen. Because people come in your life, you know the saying, for a reason, a season, or a
Or a
lifetime.
lifetime. Yep.
And these are cliche sayings, but it's actually true. It's actually true, right? If you get on a boat right now, and it's called relationship for a reason, and you get on a boat and you set sail and you're in the waters with no compass, where are you going?
Do you want to tell people what the compass is it
Compass
for the
helps you
young buck?
show. Oh, I'm sorry. I know they probably don't teach this in school anymore. It helps you get direction to where you're going.
There you
There
go.
can't the way the world is today, and like I said, I'm not going to dive in and say how women feel, but I will dive in and say that there are too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Everybody wants to be a bad bee, a boss bee, and there's nothing wrong with having your own. But there can't be two people steering the ship. Somebody has to man the back. Somebody has
Yep.
to make sure the sail is correct. Somebody has to make sure the engine is running correctly. Somebody has to make sure everything on the ship is the way it's supposed to be while the other person is steering. We both can't steer this mother.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Everybody wants to be the captain. Everybody wants to be the captain. And then when you meet somebody who actually wants to man the ship and let you be captain, that relationship lasts a lot longer because now I know I could depend on you. I don't have to worry about the ship falling apart because you're going to let me be the captain. And then when I know there's clear water, I'm going to come and make sure that you don't need help and that I can assist you in any way possible. Any way possible. Relationships are teamwork. Our teamwork. It's not two captains and no crew. No, no, no. Either you help me steer and I go clean, or I steer and you go clean. There can't be two captains. And right now, where I'm from, at least, the women want to be as dominant and aggressive as the men. And this may get, I don't care how it sounds. Deal with it. I don't care how it sounds. I don't care. It's true. I don't care. It is the absolute fact. You want to be dominant just like me. You can't be tougher than me. If we get in a fight, you can't punch him in the face. I'm looking like, yo, I heard you got in a fight, bro. Yeah, I did. Your girl punched me in the face. Your girl punched me in the face. Like that. No. First of all, why are you hitting him in the face? Let me talk it out. But you want to be so aggressive and so macho. There can't be two captains. It only can be one captain. I need support. I need a team behind me. My wife is an amazing person. And I talk about it almost every podcast because that's how I like her. I took about
Yep. That's good, bro. That's smart.
she holds the fort down. She holds the fort down. Let me steer the ship. And if I need a break, she'll jump in and steer the ship. And then I hold the fort down. It is a team effort. It is a team effort. There can't be two captains. There can't be two chiefs. Somebody has to help. And everybody wants to get in a relationship where there is no help. Everybody wants to be dominant, and then they're bumping heads. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could get a girl that has everything, that has her own money. Excuse me, a woman that has her own money, has her own business. But majority of the time, if she's not in the position mentally to help you in the back when you need help, if she only wants to steer the ship, there could be two bosses, but who's going to maintain the back when something needs fixed? We both making money. We both living a life. We both taking trips. Right. You don't want a family? Right? You don't want a family? I know one of you said you wanted a family. Oh, now that conversation pops up. But then you figure out the person that you thought you were supposed to be with doesn't want kids, but you do.
Mm.
You should have figured that out in the beginning, but you were too busy. You were too busy.
Yeah. Well, and that's lover's remorse, bro. I think that's what it comes down to, right? We keep saying that over and over again. Is Lee and I are not relationship experts
Nah,
whatsoever.
nah.
When we do these podcasts, it's just based off of our experience. So you guys can,
100%.
however you guys want to come at us in the comments, is fine. We're here for it. But
Only
the truth,
positive, only positivity in the comments,
yeah,
John.
don't feed
There's no
us.
slander in the comments.
If you're a hater, you're getting thrown out. Don't even try. It's not
I
worth
could
it.
care less.
Keyboard
But
warriors, get
for
out of here.
those for those that read the comments and those that will post in the comments, let's try to help each other out in the comments.
Yes,
If you're
because
here,
we're not experts, so we would love to hear the
right?
positive feedback.
If you're
100%.
just if you're just here to stir the pot or be one of those what are they call? You want to bait somebody into an argument,
No,
or you're an internet tough guy. I don't pay that
no.
any mind, and my finger works great with block, delete.
Exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
worry about that.
But
I
it's
don't worry
just
about
it's the experience, bro, that you and I have seen over the years, and it just goes back to, man, I'm telling you, when you said this title, I was like, the first thing I thought of was, man, buying a car. And the thing is even before the relationship, there's the car, there's the toy that you have, right? As a man, you toy, and you're like, man, you're shining it up every weekend, you're making it look nice, and then there's that point in time where you're like, oh, wait a minute, I could have the 2024.
it. It
I
looks
know
nice,
mine is I know mine is 10 years old and it runs good and it still looks good,
and
but
you don't owe no money on it.
I don't owe no money. I don't have a car payment, no nothing. But man, that one over there looks really
It
good.
looks nice,
It's no different than a freaking relationship. It's
right?
no different. What are we
Right. It's
talking here? Same thing.
the same exact thing. It may look almost exactly the same thing because this is what happens, right? And a lot of people don't know this, but those of us who pay attention do. When you find interest in somebody else while you're in a relationship, you're looking at certain things that that person that you're with isn't doing.
Oh,
There's certain attributes that that person has that your person isn't doing, and that's catching your attention. And now you think just because they're doing what your person is doing, that that's the person you're supposed to be doing it with. But then you sabotage the relationship that you were in to be with that person that was doing that one thing that your person wasn't doing, only to find out that they are nowhere near what you expected in life. And the person that you just fucked up on, excuse my language, was the person the entire time.
yeah.
The entire time. But now that one thing is supposed to make you happy. Then you find out you're not really happy. A lot of us even stay in relationships just because
Hmm.
it's a pastime.
Well, I'll say this, bro. I do not envy whoever's in the dating world this in these times. I don't envy that. I wouldn't want that whatsoever, man. And it's not like you say, it's not staying in something just to stay in something. No, it's work.
Yep.
You got to work every day on it. You got to make sure that here's the thing, Lee, at the end of the day, man, we've got to show up as the best version of ourselves,
Right.
even on the days that we're tired, even on the days that we're frustrated, had
Mm.
bad days. You know what? Again, bro, I'm guilty too. That's the thing that I'm trying to tell you is it's not me just showing up perfect every single day, especially on this podcast. I don't want to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I definitely have had my days where I'm just like walking away from the wife going, you know what? I just need a minute.
Yeah,
I just need a minute. Give me some space. I cannot talk right now. It's not the time. We'll come back together and we'll figure it out.
that's
Right. But
perfectly
just
fine.
in this moment, I just can't do it. And so I think that's where everybody's got to get to is, hey, just take a minute. You're allowed to take a freaking minute. Do it. But don't crumble everything because you're pissed off and you have the worst day ever and you're angry and you're frustrated at bills or whatever it is or kids or life in general or who the president is or whatever you're angry about. Don't crumble your whole situation because you're angry about it. Just take a minute. That's the best
100%.
best advice I can give you.
You don't flatten three more tires just because you found out you had one flat tire.
Right. Good one, bro. Good one,
Are
man.
you serious right now? I got a flat tire. You know what?
I'm stabbing all of them.
That's stupid. That's dumb.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
What? You don't break a window just because you ran out of gas. Like, pay
Right.
attention.
Yep.
It literally is a sign that goes, boop,
Yep.
lets you know that, oh, okay, you're almost at empty. First of all, you shouldn't be at empty. A little knowledge for everybody out there. Half a tank,
Have a
fill
tank.
it up. Half a
Yep.
tank, fill it up. If you're driving on Earl, and that's what we call it where I come from. Yeah, you riding on Earl. If you're driving on Earl, you have some serious issues. You have issues. And that right there is a commitment issue because you have to commit to filling your car up when it needs gas. You got to wait for it to be on empty. And that right there, oh my God, oh my. You wait for your relationship to be on empty to actually do something about it.
Bro, that's a good way to think about it. There it is. Look, my guy just got up and walked away. That's how good that one was. That's how good that.
I'm gonna come
Let me
around
just
from the other angle. It's a full
wait,
circle. It's a
bro.
full circle.
Bro,
Oh
the
my
standing
God.
ovation just stopped. The standing O just stopped right now.
You wait for your relationship to be on E before you actually do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's too late now
And then we
because you're
talk
going
about the
to.
small things, bro. The small things matter. And it's something simple. I mean, bro, put it out there right now. Everybody's like, do the small things. The small things matter. You know what? Add that one to the list. Do you commit to filling up your freaking car at a half tank or do you fill it up when it's empty?
I fill my cup half a tank.
Right? Right? That's what I'm saying. It's the simplest analogy. You commit to a vehicle just like you commit to your relationship, just like you commit to everything else. What is the difference? There isn't one.
It's
Bro,
so simple. It's so simple. But it took us a long time to get here. Understand, people. Understand. This is 42 years of wisdom. The old school saying, if I knew then what I know now, this is 42 years of wisdom from the background that I grew up in. It took me to learn this. Now, there's a lot of people out there who may get this faster because of the background. When you have a great example to learn from, then you learn quicker. But when you have to learn on the fly, on your own, sometimes things are a little bit slower. But if long as you don't stop learning, as long as you don't stop trying to become a student to the game, you're good to go. Life will make sense when you pay attention. When you make a commitment to anything in life, you have to see it through. Not just relationships. Anything. Anything in life, you have to see it through. There are going to be times where things get difficult, things get challenging. There are going to be times where you're questioned, when your integrity is questioned. There's going to be times when you're hit with adversity. But the only way you find out what you are made of is how you react to those situations when it pops up. You cannot control actions of anybody, but you can control your reaction to their actions. Warning signs and lessons are given. Signs are given every single day. Every single day. Like that little light that pops on when you're about to go empty. Signs is given every single day, but it's up to you to pay attention. You know you heard that bing 5 miles back. Now it says you only got 6 miles left and the gas station is 8 miles away. What are you going to do, genius? You wanted to go here first before you went to the gas station. You should have went straight to the gas station to fill up your car so you can drive.
Bro, there's no
When you,
difference. There's no difference in when the wife or the spouse says, "I'm not happy. I had
I was
this.
going. That's
I
where I was
had
going.
that." Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with the guys. It's same thing, vice versa. It's same thing when a guy says, I'm not happy. Same thing when a woman says, I'm not happy. When you get those warning signs, it is up to you to pay attention and fill your relationship back up. Don't leave it on empty and do something when you're about to run out of gas. Fill your relationship up. Keep it spicy. Keep it fun. Keep it 100. Oh, I want to be in a relationship, where the guy get is 50-50. No, genius. 100, 100. Why do you want to give him? Why do you only want half of him? Why do you only want half of her? A relationship supposed to be 50-50. No, that's what they teach you. That's what the world teaches you. A relationship is 100, 100. I don't want 50% of nothing. I want 100% of everything. If you're committing to me, I want 100% of you. If you're committing to her, she wants 100% of you. She doesn't want 50%. You can't go to work and give 50% and expect to still have a job.
Ooh.
You can't drive as far in your car when you're at a half a tank. You have to fill it up. You can't eat food in your house if it's depleted. You have to fill it up. You have to fill it up. You have to keep your relationship full of love, laughter, kindness, communication, understanding. You have to keep your relationship full, knowing that there are going to be times where you're not going to like each other, but you would never stop loving that person. There's a difference between love and being in love. And we'll come to that another episode. That's another episode. It's a huge difference. You could tell me you love me. I love a lot of people, but I'm only in love with my wife and my kids and my mom, my sister. I'm in love, right? Because no matter what they do, I would never, be
But
different.
you would never trade them in. You
Never,
see what I'm saying? You
ever.
would never trade them in.
Unconditional love is only like the first time I felt unconditional love is when I had my daughter. First time. Because no matter what I did, no matter what I said, no matter how mean I am, because as a parent, you have to be mean whether you like it or not. You could try to be their best friend. I'm not that guy. I don't got the energy for that. No matter what I did, I was always dad. She always treated me the same. That's unconditional love. When you're in a relationship, no matter what happens, no matter what you go through, you're supposed to stick it out and make it work. That's unconditional love. There's somebody out there that's gonna look as pretty or better than the person that you with, whether male or female or whatever you want to call yourselves. But as long as the person that you're with is your everything, it doesn't matter what's in the background. It doesn't matter what's in the background. It's in the background for a reason. It's in the background for a reason.
Damn,
So
dude. That was
yeah,
good.
man.
That was
Yeah,
good. Hey,
man.
look what I'm doing here. You see what I got
Yo,
going on?
shot, you throwing up the shots. Hey,
Yeah.
once again, this has been another beautiful, beautiful episode of Straight Talk No Chaser. Just to let y'all know, we don't write anything down when it like you may take bullets, if that, on the
Yep. I
topic,
got bullets. I got
but there
bullets.
is
Let's
no
do it.
dialogue.
Nope.
There is no sheet of verbiage that we're going to spew out to you.
Nope.
This is straight raw emotions on how we feel about each and every topic that we talk about. And if you're offended by anything that we say, oh well. If you learn
Welcome.
something, if you learn something, then you're paying attention. But if anything that we said makes you feel any way towards me or John, I can think of two words, but I'll get in trouble for saying it.
I'll drink to that one, man. I will
Hey,
drink to that as
straight
always.
talk, no chaser. Cheers, my
That's
friend.
right. Cheers.
And to let you know, if you're just now watching, this is not alcohol.
No
That's alcohol.
alcohol.
John has been a year sober.
Yep.
on his journey. And this is focus. This is to help my mentality, my mental fog, my everything. No alcohol.
Zero alcohol.
This is a clean mindset show.
That's right.
Um, but John, what do you want to end the show with? I'll let you land this plane.
You know what? I just want to say this is that it's always going to be shiny. There's always going to be something new. My dad used to tell me this all the time. There's always going to be somebody better. Not in the and when he'd tell me this when I was young. There's always going to be somebody better, meaning sports, because I played a lot of sports in high school, and I was always trying to look around for who were the guys that were the best. Because I wanted to be like them, and I wanted to be like this and this, that, and the other. And he said, John, or he said, son, there's always going to be somebody better. The best thing for you is to just look in the mirror and figure out what's going to work the best for you. Don't worry about this person, that person, this person, because you're going to drive yourself crazy. I guarantee you, somewhere else in the world, there's somebody that's better than back in the day. It was Jordan. I mean, Jordan was the thing back in the day, right? And so I used to always just love that, and it'd be like, yeah, he's the best in the world, blah blah blah. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm just saying this. That's what I would think of when I was a kid, and he'd go, "There's somebody else, son, that's better than him."
Mhm.
And there's somebody else that's better than you at wrestling or at this or at that. There's always something better. I said, just be happy with where you're at and with what you were given
Right.
right now, what deck of cards you were given. And so and I'm kind of prefacing it. I'm kind of just highlighting it. He had a lot of different words and a lot of choice words. I love that man to death. He was just so, I love him to life. I mean, he's always so good about the way that he talked to me, but he just said all the time, there's always going to be something better. It's just, what are you happy with today? And I would just give that same advice to you guys is, what do you have in front of you right now that you absolutely are, that drives you crazy, that you love, that you want to spend the remaining years that you have here with? Are you absolutely in love with it? Keep it. Keep it. No point. There's no point in looking for any other thing besides that, brother. So that's what I would give to you guys. There's always going to be something better, but what do you have going on right now? And is it enough? And if it isn't, well, then you got to figure that out. But I would say that's what I got for you today, my friend. Lover's remorse. This one opened up, so I
Hey,
appreciate you opening this one
hey,
up.
last thing. That was beautiful, man. And I agree with you 100%. Stop letting social media dictate your relationship.
Mm,
That's all I got to say.
amen.
Yeah. But hey, another beautiful episode. John, I appreciate you, my friend, the morning crew.
That's right.
Um, until next time, I am Lonnie Gregory, aka Lee Knows, and this is my boy.
It's Mr. John Alvarado from Colorado signing out. Till next week, we will talk to you guys soon.
Hey, until next time.